Welcome to Technically Marv, and technically container sprawl is a feature, not a bug. Last video I told you Unraid was worth it after 5 years and 100 terabytes. A few of you asked what I'm actually running on it, so today we'll go over every container on my server, why it's there, what I use it for, and the one I really should have deleted a long time ago. I'm going to walk through everything running on my Unraid box, grouped by what it actually does for me, like media, smart home, hosting my own projects, and the stuff I keep around for reasons I'll explain when we get there. If you want to know why I picked any of these over the alternatives, that's the whole video. Let's get into it. The biggest chunk of my stack is the media pipeline. This is the R Suite plus Plex. And the way to think about it is a show goes from I want to watch this to it's on the TV. This happens through 6 containers working together. Let me walk it. Prowlarr. This is my indexer aggregator. It's one place to manage all of my sources, and it pushes them out to everything downstream. Before Prowlarr, you have to configure indexers into every app individually. Don't do that to yourself. You deserve better. Sonarr. It manages TV, and I want to be clear, it's not just a download tool. The reason I love it is library organization, naming, folder structure, season layouts. If you've ever had a Plex library that looks like a garage sale, which I'm sure we've all been there at one point or the other, Sonarr fixes that. Radarr. Same idea, but with movies. Sonarr's twin. Same workflow, same quality. SABnzbd. This is my preferred Usenet client. Fast, reliable, been around forever. If you don't know what Usenet is, that's a whole different video. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in seeing that. qBittorrent Knox. It's a torrent client with a VPN built in. I use it for, Linux ISOs. Plex. It's the heart and center of the meteor stack. It serves everything to my family and a few close friends. I've tried Jellyfin, but it just wasn't quite where I wanted it to be yet. I'll probably eventually try it again, but for now, Plex's client support across every device my family owns is what keeps me there. Notifiarr. This sits on top of all of this and tells me when something breaks. It pipes everything into Discord. You can get super granular with it, like if a download fails, if Sonarr can't find a release, if Plex falls over, you'll know about it before anyone in the house notices and starts complaining. All right, that's the meteor stack. 7 containers, 1 pipeline. Now let's talk about the smart home. This is 1 container with 5 plugins doing a whole lot of work, so I'm going to treat it as one segment. Homebridge. If you're in the Apple ecosystem and want devices that don't natively support HomeKit to show up in HomeKit anyway, this is the answer. I've got 5 plugins running and each one solves a specific problem. Pico. This plugin gets the Lutron Pico remotes, these little guys, into HomeKit as smart buttons. I've got the center button on 2 of them configured as panic buttons. Long press it and every light in the house goes red, cameras switch to record, and a very annoying siren starts blaring. Like this. Next is the security system plugin. This plugin creates a virtual security system inside of HomeKit. It automatically arms and disarms based on location and scenes. For example, when the last person leaves, it arms. When someone comes home, it disarms automatically. No app to open, no code to enter. I love it. Unify Protect. This brings my 15 Unify cameras into HomeKit. A big reason why I went Unify in the first place was knowing this bridge existed, not to even bring up their fantastic networking gear. Shelly. This one controls the electromagnetic lock on my server closet door, which is a whole video by itself that's coming next week. I've got an NFC tag hidden behind a painting that unlocks when I tap my phone against it. It's pretty cool if I do say so myself, so stay tuned for that. Dummy. Last one. Dummy switches. They sound useless, but are actually the most useful. For example, my Tesla doesn't support Apple CarPlay, so opening my garage door when I got home meant reaching for the remote. Now when my phone connects to the Tesla's Bluetooth, a dummy switch flips on, HomeKit sees the switch flip, checks my location, and when I hit the driveway, it opens the garage door. 3 steps, 0 apps. 5 plugins, 1 container, and a major piece of my smart home. Now let's talk about web hosting and networking. I run 2 containers that do one job, getting my stuff onto the public internet without having to worry about opening ports on my home network. Caddy. It's one of the best open source web servers and it hosts all my sites. I've previously used Nginx Proxy Manager, old school Nginx, and even Traffic for a bit. Caddy has beaten all of those for my specific needs and it's been great to me and I won't be switching off of it anytime soon. Cloudflare. It's a Cloudflare tunnel. Pretty simple, right? Caddy serves the sites locally. Cloudflare exposes them to the world through a secure tunnel. no port forwarding, no public IP exposed, no firewall rules to maintain. I use the same setup for my game servers. This next section is the stuff I built or run for myself and my family. Pelican is my game servers panel. It's the successor to Pterodactyl if you've used that or heard of it. I run the panel on Unraid, and the wings, that's the worker that actually runs the games on a separate dedicated Ubuntu server. My family plays Power World, 7 Days to Die, and of course, Minecraft together. This is what makes that work. And honestly, the bigger reason I run my own game servers is knowing exactly who my kids play with. IQ Macros. This is a web proof of concept for a nutritional tracking app I've been building. Eventually, it'll be an iOS app. For now, it lives here so I can iterate on the back end before I commit to the mobile build. PostgreSQL. This is the database I'm using for IQ Macros. It's an open source SQL database and basically the gold standard. I've previously used MariaDB, but Postgres is much more mature and I haven't looked back since switching. Redis. It's the caching layer used by IQ Macros and Pelican. If you're running anything that hits a database hard, Redis in front of it is one of those changes where you flip it on and immediately wonder how you lived without it. Trust me, that's 4 containers that handle 2 real workloads, my projects and my family's game servers. Okay, last category, the honest one. Node-RED. I'm not actually actively using this one. I last fired it up to test some MQTT workflows with Home Assistant. I keep the container around because every few months I want to test something and it's easier to leave it than redeploy. Home Assistant. And yes, this is a VM, not a container, I know. It should be gone. I migrated everything I was running on it over to Homebridge months ago. There's no real reason it's still there, except it's cool and I'm not ready to delete it, which honestly brings us back to where we started. Because here's the thing. If you've watched this far, you've noticed I have containers I don't strictly need. I have a VM I migrated away from and didn't delete. I have Node-RED sitting idle in case I want it later, and every Homelab guide on the internet would tell you that's wrong. But the whole point of running your own stuff is that you get to. Nobody's billing you per container. Nobody is auditing your resource utilization. If keeping a workload around because it's cool makes you happy, that's the entire game. So technically, container sprawl is a feature, not a bug. Next week, the electromagnetic lock on my server closet door, how I got it into HomeKit, and how I unlock it by tapping my phone against a painting on the wall. If you want to see that, subscribe. If this was useful, drop a like. Let me know in the comments what you're running in your home labs. I'm Marv, this is Technically Marv, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.